Okay, student. In last lecture, we have seen that is about the development, then plasticity, and some introduction of the growth hormones. That is the growth hormones. These are the known as the growth regulators or the phytohormones. That is the phytohormones which are naturally synthesizing in the plants, while the growth hormones or that is the growth regulators which are mainly artificially synthesized in the plants. So today we see that is about examples that is of the growth hormones. So in last lecture we have also seen that is the growth hormones. These are of the two types. One is the growth inhibitor and another is the growth promoter. Okay. So the growth promoters, these are mainly helpful to promote the growth. Okay, so these growth promoters, these are, we have seen that is, one is the auxin, then another is the gibberellin, and third is the cytokinin. That is the growth promoters. And which are the growth inhibitors? Growth inhibitors are the ethylene and the abscisic acid. These are the growth inhibitors. Okay, students, so today we see that is about the growth hormones. So in the growth hormones, we are going to see that is about the growth promoters. Okay, so in growth hormones, that is, there are the growth promoters and the growth inhibitors. So first we see that is about the growth promoters. Which are the growth promoters? So the growth promoters, that is, one is the auxin, then another is the gibberellins, and third is the cytokinins. So these are the three growth promoters. Okay. In this topic we are going to see that is about the first growth promoter, that is of the auxin. Then we can see the gibberellin, cytokinin. Then also we can see that is about some ethylene and the abscisic acid. That is some physiological effects and applications of each growth hormone. Okay. So first we see that is about the growth promoters. In growth promoter, we first see that is about the auxin. Okay, so see that is the first growth promoter is the auxin. So auxins, these are mainly growth promoter. So it derived from the word that is the auxin. Word that is the auxin. Auxin word that is means to grow. Auxin means to grow or to increase. Auxin means to increase. That is, this hormone, it mainly helpful to for the growth of the plants. Okay, so in plant, that is, this hormone which is synthesized, it was mainly the first coined by the scientist. The name is the F.W. Waite. Scientist F.W. Waite, who first discovered the hormone, that is the auxin. Okay, and here the scientist H. Smith and Kogel, H. Smith and Kogel, who firstly observed this hormone isolate, that is from the urine of the human being which is suffering from the disease, that is the Pellagra disease. So see, that is the H. Smith and the scientist Kogel, who isolate the auxin auxin, that is from the urine of the human being, that is which is suffering from the disease, that is the pellagra disease. Suffering from a disease, that is the pellagra. So here the first this auxin, it was discovered, that is by the scientist F.W. Wendt. That is the first term it is given by the scientist F.W. Wendt. In your book there are given many experiments about the discovery of the auxin, that is about the scientist Darwin, then also about the experiment of the Paul, then about the experiment of the F.W. Wendt, and then again Besson and the Gison. So these are some scientists who discovered the auxin. There are many experiments given, but today we only see that is some introduction and the physiological effect of the auxin. Okay, so here in this topic we see that is how the physiological effects of the auxin. So first we see that is first we see about the introduction, and then again we can see about the physiological effect. So here if we see in the plants, that is the auxins, these are mainly synthesized in the apex, that is in the meristematic region. So here in plants, if we see that is here the site of the synthesis of the auxin, see that is it is in the apical meristem. In this apical region here the auxins are synthesized. In the apical region here auxins are synthesized, and they are transferred from apex to the base in the stem. In stem, that is here in this stem, they mainly transfer from apex to the base. So here the movement, it is this movement is known as the polar movement. This movement is known as the polar movement. So here the auxins which are synthesized at the apical portion, that is it mainly synthesized at the root apex or the shoot apex, where the meristematic region is there. And here the movement is polar movement. Means what? That is the polar movement means here the movement of the auxin or any hormone, that is from the morphological apex to the morphological base. Okay, so here is the morphological apex of the shoot portion, and here is the morphological base of the shoot portion. So here the movement is the polar movement. So in case of the stem or the shoot, if we see that in the shoot, here the movement is from apex to the base, that is it is the movement is the downward. Movement is the downward, so it is the basipital movement. This movement is the basipital movement. If we see in case of the roots, okay, so see that is here is the soil portion and here is the root. Okay, so in the root here is the apex, that is it is the apex of the root, and here is the base of the root. So movement of the auxin, it mainly takes place from morphological apex to the morphological base, that is the polar movement. So here this movement is like this. Okay, so that is from the morphological apex to the morphological base. Root मध्ये बघितलं तर आपल्याला इथं apex आणि हा base असेल. So here movement is from the morphological apex to the base, but in case of the root, that is the movement is the in case of the root, here the movement is acropital. the movement is acropetal. See, that is in the stem and also in the root, the movement of the auxin is the polar movement. That is, polar movement means what? The movement is from morphological apex to the morphological base. Here also from morphological apex to the morphological base. But here in the stem or the shoot, here the movement is in downward direction. Movement is in downward direction. That is, the auxins, these are synthesized at the apex of the shoot, and they move from the apex to the downward. So this movement is the basipetal movement. This movement is the basipetal movement. While here in case of the root, here the movement is from apex to the base, that is the polar movement, but it is the movement is upward. Okay, so it is the acropetal. This movement is the acropetal. Okay, so here the site of the synthesis, that is where the auxins are synthesized. The auxins, these are mainly synthesized at the apex of the root and also at the apex of the shoot. Okay, and then next that is about the auxins. These are mainly synthesized naturally in the plants, and some auxins are also synthetic auxins, that is these are artificially synthesized. Okay, so next that is about which are the naturally synthesized auxin and which are the artificially synthesized auxin. So naturally synthesizing auxin, naturally synthesizing or auxin, that is which is occur naturally in plants, naturally occurring auxin, it is the IAA, that is the IAA, indole acetic acid. Indole acetic acid, it is the naturally occurring in the plant, which is naturally synthesized, and this mainly synthesized, that is due to the presence of the tryptophan and the zinc. Okay, tryptophan, it is the amino acid. Tryptophan is the amino acid, and zinc elements. Okay, so these are the mainly the precursor. That is, these are the responsible for the synthesis of the IAA, that is the indole acetic acid. Okay, which is naturally synthesized in the plants. So this indole acetic acid or the auxin, it mainly useful, that is for the cell division. So here the primary role of the auxin, what is the primary role of the auxin? Is the cell division. Primary role of the auxin is the cell division. So here it is the naturally occurring, that is the IAA, indole acetic acid. So which are the synthetic auxins? So see here, first naturally occurring auxins, another is the synthetic auxins. Which are the artificially synthesized. These are the IBA, indole butyric acid, and then next another is the NAA, that is the naphthalene acetic acid, naphthalene acetic acid, and third is the 2,4-D. 2,4-D, that is 2,4-dichlorophenoliacetic acid. 2,4-dichlorophenoliacetic acid. These are the synthetic oxygens. These are the synthetic oxygens. Okay, so out of which we have seen, you know, that is about the 2,4-D. म्हणजे बऱ्यापैकी तुम्ही ऐकून असाल की 2,4-D हे जनरली डायकॉट हर्बिसाइड म्हणून यूज केलं जातं. म्हणजे तणनाशक म्हणून हे 2,4-D हे यूज केलं जातं. Okay, so these are the synthetic oxygens. Okay, so oxygens in which here the naturally occurring is the IAA, indole acetic acid, while the synthetic oxygens are IBA, NAA and the 2,4-D. Okay, so it is about some introduction of the oxygen. Then next that is about some physiological effects and the applications of the oxygens. Physiological effects and applications of oxygens. So it is most important, that is about the some physiological effects and what are the applications of the oxygens. Okay, so first is the cell enlargement and apical dominance. First application is cell enlargement and apical dominance. Cell enlargement and apical dominance. That is here we have seen that is how the cell enlargement takes place. That is here the growth of the cell takes place. Actual growth of the cell takes place. So here due to the oxygens are mainly synthesized in the shoot apex and the root apex, and here the oxygens, these are mainly helpful for the cell enlargement, that is increase in the size of the cell. Then it is also responsible for the apical dominance, and that is what is meant by the apical dominance. So apical dominance means what? That is it only helpful to increase the shoot apex, and here due to the presence of this oxygen only the apex of the plant it grows, and it prevent the growth of the lateral branches. So see, that is here, suppose here is the plant. Okay, so at the tip portion here are the branches. Okay, so here at the tip portion here the oxygens are synthesized. Okay, so here apical dominance means what? Here where if we apply the oxygen or oxygens which are synthesized in the apex region, they are only responsible to increase the apex region. Okay, and here due to which here it prevent the growth of the lateral branches. So the lateral branches are, the growth of these lateral branches is prevented. It is known as the apical dominance. It is known as the apical dominance. So in this case what happens, that is the lateral branches are not produced. Only the length or the height of the plant increases. Okay, so it is the apical dominance. Then another application, that is it mainly helpful for the cell multiplication. Second, it helpful for the cell multiplication. So cell multiplication it mainly useful in the tissue culture. So in tissue culture technique, that is in the artificially nutrient medium, when the cell or the tissue is kept, so to multiplication, that is nothing but the cell division. That is nothing but the cell division. Okay, so here we have seen that is the primary role of the auxin is the cell division. So in case of the multiplication, that is the multiplication means what? That is here the cells gets divide and redivide. Okay, so in the tissue culture, that is for the formation of the callus. For the formation of the callus, the cell multiplication is most important. Okay, so here for the cell multiplication, here the in tissue culture technique, here auxins are applied. Then next, that is it is used as a dicot herbicide. Used as dicot herbicide. So herbicide means to kill the dicot herbs. That is त्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये तणनाशक असं म्हणतो, बरोबर आहे. सो in the dicot herbicide, only it is used for dicot herbicide, not the monocot herbicides. Not the monocot herbicides. So see what happens, that is here the 2,4-D, that is 2,4-diphenoxyacetic acid. So here 2,4-D it mainly useful, that is to used as a herbicide. So here what happens, see that is here the in the dicot, it 2,4-D it mainly affects, that is the food carrying cells. फूड कॅरिंग सेल्स जे असतात डायकॉटमध्ये, त्याच्यावरती हे 2,4-D काय करतं, अफेक्ट करतं. आणि 2,4-D हे त्या सेल्सवरती अफेक्ट केल्यामुळं या डायकॉट जे हर्बिसाइड्स असतात, जे हर्ब्स असतात, तर डायकॉट हर्बिसाइड्सवरती ते फक्त काय करतात, प्लांट्सवरती ते अटॅक करतं आणि प्लांट्समध्ये जे काही फूड कॅरिंग करणारे सेल्स जे आहेत ते किल होतं. आणि फूड कॅरिंग सेल्स किल केल्यामुळं जनरली डायकॉट प्लांट्स जे आहेत, बीड्स जे आहेत ते किल होतात. बट दे डज नॉट किल द मोनोकॉट. म्हणजे मोनोकॉटमध्ये मात्र त्याच्यावरती काहीही परिणाम होत नाही. इन द मोनोकॉट द 2,4-D इज न्यूट्रलाइज. म्हणजे जरी 2,4-D अप्लाय केलं तरी मोनोकॉट सेल्स ते काय करतात, न्यूट्रलाइज करतात, त्याच्यावरती त्याचा इफेक्ट होत नाही. म्हणून फक्त डायकॉट हर्ब किल करण्यासाठी जनरली हे डायकॉट हर्बिसाइड म्हणून यूज केलं जातं, दॅट इज द 2,4-D. देन नेक्स्ट थिंग दॅट इज अबाउट इट मेनली युजफुल टू इंड्यूस द पार्थेनोकार्पी. Induce parthenocarpy. So parthenocarpy means what? That is the fruits which are produced without fertilization. Fruits which are produced without fertilization. म्हणजे इथं जे काही फ्रूट्स तयार होतील, these fruits are produced the seedless fruit. Fruits are produced seedless fruit. So here the fruits, for example, banana, grapes, lemon, orange, these seedless fruits, these are mainly synthesized. Okay, that is here the auxins if we apply in the fruits, that is here we can induce the parthenocarpy. That is here the fruits which are produced without seeds. So here the seedless fruits are produced. Okay, it is known as the parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy means what? That is the fruits which are produced without fertilization. That is the fruits are seedless fruits. So here the induce the seedless fruit, it is the application of the auxin. So we have seen that is the first application, cell enlargement. Second is the cell multiplication, that is in tissue culture. Then another is the it is used as a dicot हर्बिसाइड म्हणून यूज केलं जातं. इट ऑल्सो इंड्यूस द पार्थेनोकार्पी. देन फिफ्थ इज that is it mainly used in the tissue culture technique, that is in tissue culture. In tissue culture, if it is used in low concentration, in tissue culture if it is used in low concentration, it induce the shoot formation. Induce the shoot formation. It induce the shoot formation. While if we apply in high concentration, if we apply in high concentration, that is it induce root formation. So in tissue culture, these both are used in tissue culture. टिश्यू कल्चर टेक्निकमध्ये जर बघितलं आपण, जनरली टिश्यू कल्चरमध्ये सायटोकायनिन आणि ऑक्झिन वापरलं जातं. सायटोकायनिन इट मेनली यूज फॉर द शूट अँड द ऑक्झिन्स दीज आर मेनली यूज फॉर द रूट फॉर्मेशन. बट इफ वी यूज that is the low concentration of the auxin, there may be the formation of the shoot. And if we use the high concentration of the auxin, there is the formation of the root. So to induce the root formation, जर आपल्याला टिश्यू कल्चरमध्ये लवकरात लवकर रूट फॉर्मेशन पाहिजे असेल तर आपण इथं काय यूज करू शकतो, हाय कॉन्सन्ट्रेशनमध्ये ऑक्झिन्स यूज केले तर लवकरात लवकर रूट फॉर्मेशन होतं. ओके. Then next that is about it mainly induce the rooting in the cuttings, that is induce the root formation. Next sixth physiological effect and the application, that is it mainly induces that is the rooting in the cutting. Cutting, that is it is the artificial method of the vegetative propagation. So if we use that is the stem cutting, we have seen in the stem cutting there is the upper cut is the round and the lower cut is mainly the slanting. And here in the lower cutting, if we apply the auxin, in lower cutting if we apply the auxin, there is the early initiation of the roots will be takes place. So there are the formation of the adventitious root system. There is the formation of adventitious root system due to the application of the auxins. म्हणजे आपण जेव्हा कटिंग लावतो, एखादं स्टेम कटिंग असेल तर त्या स्टेम कटिंगच्या लोअर एंडला हा जो स्लांटिंग कट घेतो आपण, की जिथे काय करतो आपण कॅम्बियम ओपन करतो, बरोबर आहे. आणि कॅम्बियम ओपन केल्यामुळे इथं काय होतं तर जेव्हा आपण ऑक्झिन अप्लाय करू, दॅट इज द सेल्स ऑफ द कॅम्बियम इट गेट्स डिवाइड्स रिडिवाइड्स अँड हियर द अर्ली रूट इनिशिएशन टेक्स प्लेस. ओके. सो हियर इट इंड्युसेस रूटिंग. रूट्स इंड्यूस होतात इन द कटिंग, दॅट इज इन द स्टेम कटिंग, that is at the lower end of the stem cutting. If we apply the auxin, there will be the early rooting takes place. Okay. So the sixth physiological effect is it induces the rooting in the cutting. Then next that is it induces also the flowering. For example, in pineapple or in the lychee, that is the seventh, it induces flowering. So for the early flowering, if we apply the auxin, that is in case of the example is the pineapple or in lychee, that is here in the it also induces the early flowering. म्हणजे जनरली फ्लावरिंग इंड्यूस होण्यासाठी म्हणजे फ्लावर लवकरात लवकर येण्यासाठी आपण ऑक्झिन्स हे प्लांटमध्ये अप्लाय केलं तर जनरली पायनॅपल किंवा लिचीमध्ये आपल्याला अर्ली फ्लावरिंग हे मिळतं. ओके, सो इट इज द सेवन्थ physiological effect, that is the induces the flowering. And then next, that is it mainly prevent the fruit fall and also the leaf fall, that is by the formation of abscission layer. So see here, eighth application, that is prevent the falls of prevents fruit falls or the also the leaf falls, that is by the formation of abscission layer. That is here the abscission layer, it mainly produce, that is see here, prevents the fruit falls and leaf falls. But these fruits and the leaf, these are the premature. These are the premature. म्हणजे अपरिपक्व जर फ्रूट आणि लीफ असेल तर ते फॉल्स होतात. कशामुळं? दॅट इज ड्यू टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ॲब्सिशन लेअर. ओके, बट हियर द ऑक्झिन इट प्रिव्हेंट्स द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ॲब्सिशन लेअर. It prevents the formation of abscission layer. See, that is how it prevents the formation of abscission layer. So see, here is the main axis and here is the leaf base, that is the petiole. Okay, and here is the leaf. So at this leaf base, here is the formation of abscission layer. Abscission layer. So what is the abscission layer? That is the abscission layer means what? That is parenchyma tissue which are present at the base of this petiole. Here is the leaf lamina, here is the petiole. पानाचा देठ म्हणतो त्याला आपण. आणि या पानाच्या देठाच्या बरोबर बेसला काय होतं तर इथे ॲब्सिशन लेयर तयार होतो. हा ॲब्सिशन लेयर म्हणजे काय तर पॅरेन्कायमा जे सेल्स असतात त्याच्यावरती जे पॅरेन्कायमा सेल्स वॉल जे असतात हे वॉल क्युटिनाइज्ड होतात. म्हणजे ते क्युटिननी बनतात, त्याच्यावरती लेअर येतो क्युटिनचा. आणि क्युटिनचा लेअर आल्यामुळं काय होतं तर इट मेनली प्रिव्हेंट्स द वॉटर, दॅट इज हिअर वन लेअर ऑफ दिस cells, and when this abscission layer is produced, the food material which supplies from this to this, it is prevented. Food material supply is prevented. Food material supply इथून पुढे होणार नाही जर इथे abscission layer तयार झाला तर. आणि त्यामुळे काय होतं तर इथे abscission layer तयार झाल्यामुळं there may be the possibility of the leaf fall. इथं leaf म्हणजे प्रीमॅच्युअर हे लीफ मॅच्युअर होण्या अगोदरच, परिपक्व होण्या अगोदरच गळून पडू शकतं. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे या पद्धतीनं इट प्रिव्हेंट्स द फ्रूट फॉल्स किंवा लीफ फॉल. कसं प्रिव्हेंट करतं? दॅट इज इट प्रिव्हेंट द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ॲब्सिशन लेअर. इट प्रिव्हेंट द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ॲब्सिशन लेअर. सो इट इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट, दॅट इज इट प्रिव्हेंट्स द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ the formation of abscission layer. हा abscission layer इथे तयार होऊ देत नाही आणि त्याच्यामुळे काय होईल तर इथं फूड मटेरियल सप्लाय होईल आणि हे प्रीमॅच्युअर लीफ किंवा फ्रूट जे फॉल होतात, गळून पडतात, ते गळून पडणार नाही. ओके, सो इट प्रिव्हेंट द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ abscission layer. That is the most important physiological function of the auxin. Okay, so here it prevent the fruit falls and the leaf falls by the preventing the formation of abscission layer. That is the eighth physiological effect of the auxin. Then next, that is it break the seed dormancy. breaking of seed dormancy. Breaking of seed dormancy. Breaking of seed dormancy. Dormancy means what? That is, the seeds are not able to germinate. Seeds are not able to germinate under the favorable condition. So here the germination inhibitors which are present in the seeds, germinating inhibitors which are present in the seeds, these are mainly helpful for the dormancy, and here the seeds are unable to germinate. Seeds are unable to germinate due to presence of the seed germinating inhibitors. So here the auxin, if we apply on the seeds, these auxins which promote seed germination, promote seed germination. When we apply the auxins promote the seed germination, that is, it break the seed dormancy. It break the seed dormancy. That is the seed dormancy. Dormancy means what? Seeds are unable to germinate. It is seeds germinate होत नाही. These are unable to germinate. Why? Because in the seeds there are some germinating inhibitors. Seeds मध्ये काही germinating inhibitors असतात की ज्याच्यामुळे seed germinate होत नाही. इफ वी अप्लाय द ऑक्झिन, जर आपण ऑक्झिनची ट्रीटमेंट दिली तर इथं काय होऊ शकतं? दिस ऑक्झिन विच न्यूट्रलाइज द इनहिबिटर्स, म्हणजे जे काही जर्मिनेटिंग इनहिबिटर्स आहेत त्यांना काय करेल? ऑक्झिन न्यूट्रलाइज करेल अँड दे प्रमोट द सीड जर्मिनेशन. ते काय करेल? सीड जर्मिनेशन प्रमोट करेल, म्हणजे सीड जर्मिनेशन होईल. ओके, सो इट हेल्पफुल फॉर द ब्रेकिंग ऑफ द सीड dormancy. Then next, that is, it is known as to increase the rate of respiration. It mainly helpful to increase the rate of respiration. It's mainly helpful to increase the rate of respiration. That is here, when here the cell gets enlarged, that is here the cell shows a rapid respiration. We have seen that is the first role that is of the auxin is the cell enlargement. Okay, and so here during the cell enlargement, here the cell shows the rapid process of respiration. So here when we apply the auxins during the cell enlargement, here the process or the rate of respiration increases. Rate of respiration increases. Okay, and due to which here it mainly useful to increase the rate of respiration. Now, it is one physiological effect of the auxin. Okay, so today we see that is some physiological application effect or the applications of the auxin. Like this, we can also see the another hormones, that is the gibberellins, then cytokinins. So there are many physiological effects and applications of each growth hormone. तर आपण प्रत्येक ग्रोथ हार्मोनचं वेगवेगळे फिजिओलॉजिकल इफेक्ट्स बघणार आहोत. तर प्रत्येक ग्रोथ हार्मोनचे फिजिओलॉजिकल इफेक्ट्स हे तुम्ही नोट डाऊन करणं गरजेचं आहे. तर पुन्हा एकदा रिवाइज करेन. द फिजिओलॉजिकल इफेक्टमध्ये काय काय येईल? पहिले येईल सेल एनलार्जमेंट अँड अपायकल डॉमिनन्स. सेकंड येईल सेल मल्टिप्लिकेशन. टिश्यू कल्चरमध्ये जनरली हे यूज केलं जातं. इट इज युज्ड इन डायकॉट हर्बिसाइड म्हणून, म्हणजेच व्हिडीसाइड म्हणून आपण हे यूज करतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल 2,4-D. देन इट इंड्यूस द पार्थेनोकार्पी. सीडलेस फ्रूट तयार करण्यासाठी हे यूज केलं जातं. देन इन the tissue culture, that is if we use in low concentration, it induce the shoot formation, and in tissue culture if we induce in high concentration, there is the root formation takes place. Then here it also applicable for the formation of the roots in the cuttings. Then here it also induces flowering example in the pineapple. Then it prevent the fruit falls and the leaf falls by the preventing the abscission layer. That is abscission layer तयार होऊ न देणं हे काम कोण करतं, ऑक्झिन करतं, की ज्याच्यामुळं प्रीमॅच्युअर किंवा अपरिपक्व म्हणून आपण फ्रुट्स किंवा जे काही लिप्स असतात ते फॉल होत नाहीये. देन इट ऑल्सो युजफुल फॉर ब्रेकिंग द सीड डॉर्मन्सी, that is it promote the seed germination, and also it useful for the increasing the rate of respiration. So student, today we see that is about one growth promoter, that is the auxin. Okay, then next lecture we can see that is about the another growth promoter, that is the gibberellin. Okay student, today we stop here.